Stevens to speak to this document.
Thank you very much. This document is the first annual report of the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profit Commission, the ACNC, which came into operation on the 3rd of December 2012. And so this report actually reflects on 7 months of operation to the 30th of June 2013. And can I place on the record my congratulations and appreciation of the work of the Commissioner, Ms Susan Pascoe, and her team, who have done an amazing piece of work in a very short period of time, and have reported it so closely and so carefully in a very accessible annual report. And Ms Pascoe writes in her introduction, of course, that charities are essential to the well-being of community. They enrich Australia's culture, they strengthen our democracy, they contribute to good public policy and advocate on behalf of individuals. They conduct essential work caring for vulnerable people, protecting the environment, educating children, promoting good health and enable us to practice our faith. And of course, as we all know, so much of the work that our charities do are supported by an amazing number of volunteers. And on International Day of Volunteering, it is distinctly distressing to have the news today that the Minister has moved to end the function of the ACNC. And so I really need to put on the record that this first report of the ACNC, which may now, of course, be a collector's item, actually outlines the vast amount of work that has been identified by charities and not-for-profit organisations around Australia since the Productivity Commission of 1996, since the Industry Commission of 1996 first started looking at the complexity of regulation for charities and the not-for-profit sector. And the work that has been done since that time, leading to the massive piece of work that was undertaken by the Productivity Commission, which led to the establishment of the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profit Commission last year with the Act that was finally passed through the Parliament, it is just a gross injustice to all of those who work in the not-for-profit sector here in Australia, and all of the communities who rely on the work of these organisations, to have such an announcement made today that the Minister is going to move very quickly to abolish the Commission and repeal the legislation by introducing new legislation into the Parliament next year. The Minister has instructed the Commission to start winding down its operations, and the sector is aghast at what has happened, considering that we have invested so much in determining that the shape of this Commission reflected the key challenges: reduce the red tape and duplication, simplify the state and territory regulations, and allow charities and not-for-profit organisations to get on with the work that they needed to do, to build trust and confidence, to build transparency in the sector, and to ensure that, that there was not duplication. The ACNC was established to be a one-stop shop for not-for-profit regulation, to deal with the vagaries of madness of fundraising legislation, to assist in and support the ATO not being the gatekeeper and the enabler of charities. Everybody recognised that those two functions needed to be separated. So the notion that we have the Minister today, less than 12 months after this organisation has acted, well, actually 12 months and 2 days after the organisation came into being, announcing that formally announcing that he is going to move quickly to remove this very important regulatory body from the Australian landscape is a disgrace. And I'm distressed by the fact that the report reflects just how much work that the ACNC has done. Around 80% of the people surveyed believe that a charity register is very important. The fundamental thing that the ACNC actually did was to introduce the charity register, and all of this work 10 years' work actually is just going down the drain. It's an outrage.
Thank you, Senator Stevens. Senator Seward.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I rise too